Okay, this random person over here, this is ft.MarMar101, one of my siblings, and she's giving me many ideas for this channel, and now you finally see her face.
Yep, hello.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
she took all my ideas.
Well, not all, but maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the anime for Blue Exorcist, and I mean all the episodes, including the filler in season 1, and you haven't read the manga, don't watch this video. There are spoilers. If you don't really care and you're like, hey, I like spoilers, then fine, go, whatever, continue watching. Otherwise, click off, do something else.
Yep.
Okay, so in the latest chapter of Blue Exorcist, we got some new hints about filler and canon and all that jazz. And it was chapter 93, Beyond the Snow Part 2. I only know this stuff because she got me into Blue Exorcist and anime. And
Thank me, everyone.
Yep, you could thank her for everything. And basically, there was some stuff in the filler that might become canon in the manga, which is weird because it never happens, but it might actually happen for once. And here's what might be canon later on in the manga. Satan will try to possess Yukio. If he doesn't succeed, he'll at least try. I think that's going to be canon. It wasn't a filler, and we've seen hints in the manga. And there are two other possibilities, like, oh, what about his abilities, and blah 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 blah. Well, it's pretty debatable. And yes, these are laptop notes. So.
We came up together.
Yep. Okay. Possibility number 1. His demonic powers have been awakened by his mental instability. Or, number 2, he doesn't have those powers, and Satan is just possessing him very slowly. Oh my god, this is weird. And another kind of going off on tangent, the grandfather thing from the filler. You know, Yuri's father. That's probably not going to be canon. Hopefully it's not. That might be way too predictable.
It was really bad. The grandfather thing, total filler. I hope it's not true. Yeah. I'm happy it's not true yet. So I agree with you on that totally.
That was weird.
That was really weird.
I think the Illuminati is gonna fill in his place. I think they're gonna try and capture Yukio instead. So that makes it a lot more interesting.
And that's how filler becomes canon.
Yep. So okay, in season 2, there's an episode where Rin is locked up in a prison cell because he lost control of his flames. He did not want Ryuji to make the same mistake that he made with his father, and you know, all that jazz, and Shimmy was able to get him out. You get that stuff. And
if you've seen
the episode, if you've seen it, you get it. Otherwise, you're lost.
Yep.
And Shura, she was warning Yukio, like, yo, if you keep being stressed out, you can easily be possessed by any kind of demon. It's like, yeah, easily possessed.
Yeah,
wink.
Keyword.
I can't wink, so I'm saying it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, and she also pointed out that Rin has a better state of mind to be an exorcist. Just saying.
Yeah, it's the truth. It
is the truth. And another connection, I did not see this. She saw this connection, I did not. Yep. I will admit that now.
1 point for me again.
Yep, brownie points. So Shiro was mentally unstable when Satan possessed him in the very first episode, you know, season 1, episode 1. And I guess we can assume that happened because he was mentally unstable.
Yeah, it all started, if you remember from episode 1, when Shiro smacked Rin in the face, and that kind of, like, initiated Satan into possessing him, because afterward he was like, oh crap, and that's when Satan possessed him and everything. You know, crap hit the fan, basically.
If you slap your kids, you'll be possessed by the devil.
Yep.
That's what we've learned.
Don't abuse your kids, everybody.
Yep, don't do child abuse. Now, let's fast forward to Yukio. He's mentally unstable to a point that's way past Shiro's level.
Way past.
He's far gone. Hopefully we'll get him back, but he's fucking gone.
We hope that Rin can rescue him, but we don't know. He's tried, but Yukio's just going down a path of no return.
Yeah, in the manga, he's gone worse than in season 2. And if you're, like Shiro said, super stressed out, unstable, you can easily be possessed, even by Satan, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, he's related to him, so, I mean,
Yeah. And, what else? Another thing is, if he has powers, are they the same as Rin's? You know, so remember, Rin's flames are kind of connected to his emotions and whatnot, but for him, for Yukio, it's different because every time he's about to die, his powers kind of come up. Unlike Rin, where it's like, okay, if he gets angry or something, or if he loses confidence, he can't draw the sword. I feel like it's a little... His powers probably aren't exactly the same as Rin's.
Probably not. If this is assuming that if Yukio does have his own abilities, that they're different, or we would like, or for us personally, we hope that Yukio's powers are different from Rin's because we wouldn't want them to be the same thing like it was in the filler of season 1. Because, I don't know, personally, I think if Yukio had the same exact powers as Rin, I feel like he'd be a little overpowered, or just like, he'd have more, at least not overpowered, but more of an advantage over Rin, since he's always like trained to be an exorcist and stuff, because, yeah, since Rin, he didn't really train as much and stuff as long, so I don't know, but that's just my personal opinion, but let's continue what we were saying.
Might be kind of dangerous too. Number 2, we have those continuity problems, like, finally see the word right. Thank God.
Yes, continuity.
Yeah, not continuity, continuity. Okay, for the big one, maybe he doesn't have powers to begin with. I know it might sound kind of stupid, like, oh, but he does. Just bear with us,
just
please.
bear with us, because we thought the same thing. It's cringy. Like, maybe he doesn't have powers. Wait, what? Because, you know, when everyone saw his eye activate in season 2, many comments online were finally saying, oh my god, Yukio finally woke his demonic powers, yay. But we're just thinking, like, you know, there are different paths they could take this. And most of the story has always been Rin with the powers, Yukio not with the powers. So, I mean, hell, maybe he doesn't have them, but just listen to what we have to say.
Okay, in the filler from season 1, I think this is canon in the manga? Pretty sure, I don't know. But, and there's a scene where Yuri is holding them as babies, Rin Yukio, and Mephisto makes that bet with Shiro, like, yo, I bet you can't raise these kids, you know, in a normal life.
Oh, that's still filler, I think.
Oh, still filler. But, here's the other thing about filler being canon. This part of the filler might not be canon. When Mephisto took Rin's flames and put them in the sword, it was only Rin. He didn't do anything for baby Yukio. He kind of just left him hanging.
Basically.
So later on, you know, we see this isn't really logical. I kind of assumed when Yukio was possessed by Satan, I assumed it was only Satan's powers and not Yukio's. Because, you know, he's being possessed by that demon, you get that demon's powers. You know, logic. But then when they're defeating Satan and they both drew the sword at the same time and flames were around them at the same time, I was thinking, oh, well, maybe they both have the same ability. You know, it's the same. It's been ignited by the same source. But that's not right because it was only Rin's flames that were affected by the sword, not Yukio.
Yep, and that's where the continuity error is, because it's like you put Rin's powers in the sword, but how is it that when they both pulled the sword out together in the last, I think it was the last episode of the season 1, which is filler, everybody, it just doesn't make sense because Yukio's, like, demonic soul, or whatever, his demonic half, couldn't have been in that source. So how is it that he could easily ignite it? It was weird.
It made no sense.
It was cool, but it just didn't make sense. There's no continuity.
Fan
it was an error.
But not...
Even people online were kind of pointing that out.
Yeah. What else is on here? Okay. Again with the eyes thing and all this stuff. In the manga, where we first see his blue eyes or flame eyes, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
Mr. Toto, or Todu, I can't say anything right.
It's Toto.
Toto, whatever. I don't know any languages anymore. But when he sees the eyes, he says, those are not your eyes. Yeah, and at first I thought, I saw this animated before going back into the manga and finding it.
I read the manga first and I did not catch it at all. She actually reminded me about that and I was like, oh, that's actually very interesting, that comment.
Yeah, so when you, first I thought, oh, those are not your eyes, like, oh, those are another part of you, like your demon self. No, that might actually be someone else's fucking eyes. So,
it might be Satan's eyes because when he first sees the eyes, he backs away like a scared little cat and going, oh, like his instincts kicked in. And usually, you know, it makes sense because if you saw someone of higher stature than you, you'd probably more scurry away like, oh no. So that's getting into what we think is Satan possessing him and stuff.
Listen to your superiors, guys. They might be possessed by the devil. No, don't really do that. Another thing, his abilities, as mentioned before, the behavior of them is nothing like Rin's. Rin's powers don't just come up when he's about to die, only at that one time. You know, that's not the same.
Yeah.
Another thing, from chapter 93, the latest chapter, when he tried to kill himself, we saw that for a moment, Satan might have been there, like in the moment, actually there. And I don't think Satan was possessing him in that exact moment.
It's hard to say.
I don't know. No one really knows. I don't even know what the writer knows.
It's still a new chapter where, like, you know, we're all still trying to figure out what's going on. It recently came out, so yeah, it was weird. Just he tried killing himself, like, legit, really, like, intentional. Like, he really just wanted to die. Not like before where he was just like, oh, I'm just gonna train this eye and see what it does. But he literally tried to kill himself to the extent where it's like, I have no one, no family, no friends.
Which
and
is
it's like,
bullshit.
which is stupid because he has his brother who's so loving,
Yes,
and Rin deserves a hug right now in the manga.
friends.
But yeah, but in that scene you hear like a voice and stuff, and I'll have Miss Dream Machine continue on about that.
Yeah, I feel like kind of like we even see like the little bullet kind of split, kind of not exactly in half, but it splits and kind of just explodes before even hitting his head. What if his powers aren't saving him? What if Yukio is being saved by a certain person? Maybe even his dad.
His father.
Yeah, his father's Satan, for God's sake. Maybe Satan has been saving him each time he's about to die.
Yeah, because he's more likely to go to the dark side.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I had to.
I am your father, Yukio.
Yeah, but that's what it looks like, though.
Oh my gosh, Star Wars time. So, I know some of you are probably giving us the WTF face as you're looking at your screen, like, how? He's the main, like, antagonist, why would he care? Yukio might be the perfect vessel, so...
I mean, they already did it in season 1 when they thought it was with filler, when they were, like, thinking, all those animators and stuff at the studio were thinking, well, if this is never going to keep going, we might as well just end it like this. So
yeah,
maybe the creator/author of the actual manga is going to do it the same way, or maybe it won't end like this, but this will just be the next big, like problem that's going to come up in the story.
Maybe it's an arc, maybe it's not. I get confused with arcs. No one understands arcs. It's like the cloud.
Some are too long, though.
Yeah. Another thing, so what are Yukio's intentions at the moment besides wanting to die, obviously, or going insane? I thought it was annoying how he doesn't really trust the True Cross Academy anymore. After looking at that files, all the files on the flash drive.
This is only if you've actually kept up with the manga. So if you're staring at the screen going, what are you talking about? You have to continue the manga from where season 2 left off. Because after season 2 in the manga, there is so much more manga out there. It's like a good 50 chapters that you would have to read to understand what we're talking about right now.
With this reference is from chapter 93, which is the latest one as of now with this video.
As of now, this video.
I think I started from chapter 35 after watching season 2.
Yeah, if you start,
35.
if you want to see what happens after season 2, if you're that like pumped and you want to see what happens next, you got to start chapter 35, I think.
Yeah,
in the manga,
I think
and
it's
continue
that one.
on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought that was annoying though. It's like all that crap with cloning was in the past. Why are you mad about it now? Stupid.
No one's part of it anymore. Most people who are part of it are gone, and it's just and now it's oh, I don't trust True Cross because of the stupid cloning thing that they used to do. But it's no one does it anymore. Maybe they do. I don't know. But right now we think they don't. But it's kind of stupid because it has nothing really to do with what's happening right now with all the monsters attacking on the...
Yeah, I forgot about the story. What's going on?
Yeah, you forget in the story that there's still demonic, like the snow goblins that Shiro was trying to defeat and stuff. Whatever that was out there. You're just kind of oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, I forgot about the story.
Yeah. But that's what makes Yukio's character so interesting right now, is because we don't really care about the story. We care more about what he's going through.
He owns the show right now. He owns
it.
It
used to be Rin's show, but he kind of already had that 50 chapters ago. So now it's a focus on his brother.
Yukio show. Basically, okay, I think that was Shima who laughed and ran off, though. Right after Yukio had that encounter with Satan.
Yeah. They didn't really show his face, but it was assumed it was Shima because Shima's the only character right now who really who's been watching over Yukio and everything, who's kind of playing both sides. If you read the manga, you would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But we think it was Shima, and most people thought the same thing. It was probably Shima.
Yeah, I saw the staff, saw kind of his head, and even his eyes at one point. Not the whole exact face, but just like the upper part. I'm like, that's probably him.
Yeah.
And he'd probably laugh in that situation. Come on, Shima, for God's sake.
Shima's a very interesting character at this point in the story.
Yeah, he's not
Before he was a total jerk, but now he's actually interesting.
Yes. What else? Another thing about Shima, I don't know if he knows about, let's say if Satan is trying to possess Yukio, I don't think Shima knows about that. It's not really likely.
Yeah.
Obviously Lucifer or Mephisto would know, because they fucking know everything.
Yeah, of course. They're
Obviously.
like the head honchos, but I don't think Shima knows. I think he's just kind of like, well, he probably does. It's pretty easy to connect the dots of like, oh, this is the child of Satan, and the organization I work for, the Illuminati, wants him. I wonder what they need him for. You know, it's kind of an easy assumption, but then it isn't. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, when he recommended in earlier chapters, when he was talking to Yukio and advised him you should get help for that, at first I thought, oh, we're just saying that to lure him into Illuminati. But then I thought, maybe he actually cares about him?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know. We could honestly do a quick little video just looking at Shima's character.
Yeah, I honestly could.
But yeah, that's kind of like what we've seen so far.
Yeah. So that's basically the theory. So here's what will be canon, or what should be canon eventually. Yukio will be possessed by Satan. Yeah. He might have demonic powers that are awakened by mental instability, or Satan is just pulling the strings and gradually possessing him until he has full control, or until the time is just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if the filler does become like canon, like part of, well, technically not all of the filler, but part of it becomes canon, because it's like, well, at least we already know how it's gonna play out. And if you're one of those people like me, who I like to be visual, I usually prefer anime over manga. I mean, you could easily just watch season 1 and see how it plays out, and you'll have a good idea. But that's just me though. So I don't want any hate, but if I get hate, I don't care.
Hey, we get hate. We get hate. This is a free country, man. We can post what we want. Well, not exactly what we want, but man, we can do this video. Screw everyone. Fuck everyone. No offense. Not that I hate you guys, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like what we came up with. I mean, we talked literally hours about all this. So I mean, if you guys have any like suggestions or like comments or whatever, you know, comment the video.
Yeah, comment below. Yeah, go down. You know. Okay, not down to hell, but just to the comment section. Too many jokes this video. Anyways, that is all. Do you want to say it, or do you want me to say it?
You can say it because it's your channel, but
Okay.
I'm always in the background. Thank you for having me in this video.
I'll catch you guys on the flip side.